What's up, everybody? Ramadan Mubarak to all my airlights. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to Contract Fortune so that you can be made aware of any educational opportunities that are being made available to you. All right, so let's start it like this. It has been crazy and chaotic since the pandemic has begun, right? And I've been trying to encourage folks to get into the government contracting space. And I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for minority business, and folks are starting to understand it. And, you're supposed to reach for the stars always. But this is my suggestion to you. When you're reaching for the stars and reaching for these prime contracts, there's a reason why I was advising and suggesting that reach for the stars, but start slow. Build your name and business slow. Get some experience under your belt, which creates a capability statement. I'll come back to that. But take your time and go up the ladder as you are going through the government contracting space. What happens is, in this world we live in, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And a lot of folks may not have any capability statement. They may not have any experience. They've got a cage code and a SAM.gov profile, and they just off and running. So a brother was a part of, he had a top secret clearance, so he had some access, had some connections. He owned a company. He's a contractor. Been in business 2 years. No logistic experience. All this stuff plays into the story. No logistic experience. No experience in the industry that he was getting ready to win this contract for, and I'm going to get to that too. He wins a $36.23. I might be off by $1 million or $2. $36.2 million contract. The numbers always make people get really excited. They're excited. They are, the opportunity of making millions of dollars is enticing to everyone. So I get it. But people get caught up in the numbers first. Like, yo, I got a $36 million contract. And me, I'm cheering for you because I want to see small business win. I want to see small business win. So when you get it, I'm cheering for you. But if you don't have experience, then all you have is this contract and you have no way of executing it. And then you get the contract and now you're trying to outsource it. That was some of the mistakes I made when I first started. So I understand it. You just happy you won a contract, and you're not supposed to do. It's not you. Insider trading is frowned upon in the government contracting space. Now, when I say insider trading, that means that I could be a procurement officer, and I know my guy over here has a government contracting business, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna make this a no bid, solicitation, and even though it's supposed to be opened up for all of us, this no bid solicitation is going to be, I'm going to make sure you get it. Which is illegal, by the way, but hey, get it how you get it is not what you know, it's who you know, always. Get the contract, make sure that my buddy gets it, all of that stuff. I'm still not mad at you. Now you get this contract to go get all this PPE, right? Now, I'm not going to put the company out there because, all you got to do is Google it right now. But you get the contract to go get all this PPE, which is cool because all of us have been operating in a space where some of the big players know who each other is. And we are able to all run in the same networks. So if you make a connect to get that contract and we're all out here making closings. We're trying to close big deals. So you can't get mad at someone for closing a big deal. But after you get this contract, if you don't know anything about what it is you're doing from a logistics standpoint, from a, who your suppliers are standpoint, and you can't fill the contract, then what are you doing? Like what, there's so many things that anger me about the situation that I got to keep my cool to attack each one. But what are you doing? You don't know what it takes to do what it is that you've been, assigned to do. To go get the PPE first, and then to have the logistical capability to get it all to where it needs to be. You don't have any idea how to work with the trucks. You don't have any idea of where the supplier is going to get the line item from. You've price gouged. The company price gouged. Like right now, I can get N95 face respirators, right? The 3M version for about $2.56, somewhere around there. If you take the price up to $5.50 or $5.75, whatever I think I saw in the article, then I know you're reaching for the stars and you're reaching for an extreme profit, but you're doing two things. You are going to make it difficult for those of us who really do this to operate, and you are putting your fellow citizens' lives on the line. You feel me? Because they waiting for the item that you've been tasked to go get. So now you got two problems. Now, you don't do everything for love and the foofy stuff. I get it. Some things we are a capitalist country, so you're going to do some things for the profit. So rather than be greedy and just take a meal that you shouldn't be eating, but you got the meal, which I'm not mad at you for, but you got the meal but don't know how to execute it, is going to make it difficult for the ones who really know how to execute it. And now you don't put people's lives on the line. Now the class starts to swirl. The pressure starts to swirl, right? I'm still not going to name the company. This brother got this contract and everything I just told you. And the thing that bothers me too about people, because this has to do with a personal problem at a point. My thing with people is people are into materialism and into like, to me it's like reality TV type shit. You know what I mean? Like everybody's into trying to make a statement. I showed up in this car, or this dude took a private jet, 22 racks, right? Again, I'm not mad at you. That wouldn't be where I would spend some I need to flash money. But okay. Now, maybe you just blowing money. And if you have the money to blow, then, I guess it's okay to blow it if you want to. But now you spent all this money. You still don't know how you're going to pick up the face masks. You don't even know if you have the face masks, the face respirators. And you don't have the equipment to get the stuff to where it needs to deliver to. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like that really becomes the question. I give people suggestions and I give people advice when it comes to getting into disaster recovery and trying to get into the logistics world, get into the contractor world, all of it. And my advice is, if you're going to take a big meal, if you're going to eat a big meal, then you at least should know how to cover that big meal. Because, maybe you're not thinking about the next person behind you, because there's going to be a business or a company that opens up behind your company, behind my company, behind all of it. And you want to make it so that the next person can have an opportunity, and all of us contractors all look like we just some scumbags trying to middleman and broker. But a lot of you are. It's people that are entering the contracting world. And number one, I'm like, yo, do you even have a SAM.gov, or do you have a cage code, or do you have any of the stuff that's needed to operate in the space? But you're trying to operate in the space. So you making a scumbag move And now it reflects on all of those who really know how to do the job and complete the task assigned to them. I'm upset, but this is the slimy new world we live in. Everybody's scrambling trying to make a dollar, and I get that part of it. You know, everybody's trying to scramble to make a dollar. Everybody's doing the best they can to feed their families. But if you find somewhere where money can be made and something is good, where it is, you can make good money where this thing is, why would you put it into a place where everybody's going to be scrutinized and so heavily watched over, that people that really, have the best of intentions are now not able to function the way they need to function? That's the part that makes it bad for what you've done it. And there is no honor amongst thieves. There is no honor amongst thieves, because when you have a crook and you introduce a crook into something where there's some money to be made, they're not thinking about anybody else around, and their mindset is to be a vulture, get what they can get, and get out. And so I get that part of it too. But the thing that's going to happen is folks like me, there's a few other contractors, a few other distributors, a few other vendors that are out there that really are, good with their stuff. So we have to wait. We have to make sure that we are known. We have to make sure that our presence is there, that people know we're there. But we have to wait until the clowns get put out in order to do what we need to do and make the whole thing run the way it's supposed to run. The thing I say is this. Logistics is everything. Logistics is my passion. Logistics has been what I've been into for the last 15, 20 years. Since I was a kid, I always liked big trucks. So logistics and being able to set a chessboard up, being able to set up, put trucks where they need to be, put people where they need to be in order to make an operation happen is something that I'm good at. And it's something that, I've been paid well in my life to do. And I've had a history of doing it. So I'll wait, I'll wait. And I'll wait for all of it to filter itself out, right? But now the IG, which is the Inspector General, they are monitoring a lot of these dudes, who have set up these pop-up shop government contracting firms. And, I remember that press conference where William Barr was like, if you are gouging or if you're doing the wrong thing, they coming after you. And, I got issues with that too, but I'm not touching that one right now. But I agree with part of that because you got to get the goofballs out of it so that the big folks can function. But it's always, the company you keep is how you are judged. And so I feel like, they're going to watch all contractors like that, which is fine because, everything, how I move and how Apex moves is all, we move according to what the guidelines are. So I never sweat that anyway. But just the unnecessary bullshit that has been put upon the entire industry, the contracting industry, the government contracting industry, and, the level of scrutiny and the level of clown shit that has been put into the mix is like infuriating because now everybody is going to look upon a contractor the same way they would look at a broker because there's lawyers and shit in this mix too. Because just so y'all know out there, it's lawyers involving themselves trying to be the middleman between the vendor and the distributor and the government who don't know anything about how to do any of this. But everybody knows somebody that knows somebody, and those are the people that hold the purse strings and give the contracts out, and they get the contracts out to their homeboys, and then they fuck it all up. And again, I'll wait. That's cool. And hopefully by the time, all of the BS weeds itself out, it'll still be food left for the big folks. But logistics is life. And again, I got 15 years of this. So this ain't new to me. And my recommendation to those who are just out there trying to flim and jump into the logistics space is tread lightly, but know that if you play around with logistical items like trucks and planes and boats and stuff like that, if you fumble the ball, it's all gonna fumble. Like, logistics is everything. So, as always, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to Contract Fortune. We still there. We still up. There's still webinars that are on there now that are ready for sale. The basics of government contracting. So make sure that you subscribe to it. Thank you for all the love and support I always get from those that know me, from those that don't know me. And just be safe out there and stay home. So that's that.